Hello, my friends. I missed you in person last week, and I hope you enjoyed experiencing a little bit of Maui water. It was quite a lovely vacation, and I'm also very happy to be home again with all of our little family here, our cats. My cat, Allie, has almost forgiven me for being gone. She's just a little bit. She will sit next to me. She hasn't yet sat on me, but she'll sit next to me now and is purring. So, so I think forgiveness is on the way here. So today I wanted to do a little combo with you. And I also wanted to celebrate the power of presence, that presencing that we practice both through love scoops and through loop of awareness becomes palpable. And I wanted to just read you. I think I saw, oh yeah, I did see here as Greg is on the call today. And Greg, I want to read something that you wrote on the Big Leap Home. Greg is one of our colleagues and longtime practitioners of loop of awareness. And so I just wanted to read this because it was so inspiring to me about what can happen just simply with the long-term practice of loop of awareness. I've been noticing and appreciating how my loop of awareness isn't just in and out. So it's just try this on for yourself. So what are the patterns of your loop of awareness as you're listening to this? Now there's a fluidity to it that includes both at different times and in different ways, and how my loop can become a seamless awareness of what's happening in and around me at the same time. That's the key for me, that eventually I noticed I was able to give attention and receive attention at the same time. And that then I became more aware of what was going on in me and then around me. So you can see all of these different arcs of both, if you were to draw them, it could be this wonderful kind of fractal spiraling that can begin to occur. It's truly multidimensional and morphing in new ways for me all the time. It's never the same loop of awareness, always fresh, always new. When fear kicks in, my loop shrinks. And I just love that you said that, Greg, because one of the things you can be getting curious about is what happens to your loop in fear. And getting curious about that, I think, can also add to the power of the loop of awareness so that we can actually presence our fear, that we don't have to wait till we're not scared in order to have a loop of awareness. Then, so when fear kicks in, my loop shrinks, becomes less dimensional, then I can lose it altogether, often without even noticing. And I find that also when I'm in flow, I'm often looping without even noticing it. It's just happening naturally. And when I read that, I thought, oh, gotta share, because there's one thing, the practice that we do here. And then as you continue the practice starts teaching you. And the different things that you're encountering and the different paces, like if someone approaches me fast, that activates fear for me and my loop shrinks and I go into fight. So when you're in fear, to notice what happens to your loop, but also then how easily can I recover my loop to also then include fear. So I wanted to just appreciate that for a moment. And so giving attention to how is your loop this morning? And I also want to just give some appreciative loops to Greg for not only your practice, Greg, but also being able to articulate it in a way that's so easy to receive and then to incorporate into my own practice. So, so I want to do just a little yum loop, yum looping to Greg, and then yum looping back to me, and invite you to do that the same. And also to let yourself, as we're continuing here to give a little attention to you and then giving attention to other people, maybe some people that you don't know, just simply giving them your attention. And this is where I want to include another thing that has come from Greg in this last period of time, which is to extend to combine rooting and loop of awareness. So imagine that you can root through your fingertips. So imagine these long tendrils that come out through your fingertips, and that you can actually use those. You can send that tendril way out there. You can loop it back into you. If you lose it, just let yourself go ahead and root down through extending your toes and extending your fingertips so that you can feel the actual energy. And there is actual energy that someday we'll be able to measure coming out through your fingertips. And I'd like you to send that out and then kind of lasso it back into you, and sending it out and then lassoing it back into you. So you're kind of doing the rooting looping out and back. And when I was in Hawaii, I found that one of my friends, someone that she was close to, had died, and she was feeling so sad and asked if I would loop with her. And I said, okay, get ready. I want to get you ready to receive a big looping hug. And so I imagined her and I rooted my fingers and I sent that loop out to her. And she wrote, and I didn't say anything to her, and she texted back to me, I got it. So I wanted to share with you that our power of sending attention and love and looping is not limited by space. It's also not limited by time. So as you're, I'm also thinking of my looping as I'm extending my rooting looping, that I can also be creating a kind of environment around me. I'm thinking of love cotton candy. I have all of these threads of looping that I'm sending out and that I'm bringing back, and that they're forming a discernible context of presence. And I noticed while I was in Hawaii, because it's one of the first times I've been out since the pandemic, that my practice of loop of awareness absolutely was palpable. I could feel people receiving me. I could feel people shifting whatever their expectation was, just simply by my giving and receiving attention. So one thing I want to invite you to do is to think of an issue or a person with whom you've been having where there isn't like this clear flow of giving and receiving attention. And I'd first like you to again extend your rooting through your fingers. And I'd like you to let yourself loop in and include all of those different feelings that you're experiencing. And just loving yourself for feeling what you're feeling. A lot of what people have been saying lately, which I intend to address shortly, is just don't be scared. Like just stop being scared. We won't be afraid. And I go, oh, right, sure, right. Yeah, let's see how well that one works. And so I'd like you to let yourself include your fear. So loving your fear, just going ahead and including that. And then you might have had those loops go inward. So I'd like you to go ahead and extend them out. And I'd like you to actually loop out to that person or that situation and let yourself just presence that. Yes, I see you feel that way. Or yes, that is actually happening. And then love scooping back to you. And you might notice as you come back to you, there might be a particular place in your body that's asking for attention. I've been getting a lot of it in my low throat and my high chest because so much sadness and also wanting to yell at people and yelling at my television. And so the back of that is, your anger zone. And so these two are very busy right now. So you can be noticing where in you is wanting that rooting loop. And I also am liking to just take a couple of breaths and let that settle in me. And then I'm noticing that my rooting wants to be extended into the ground again. So whether you're standing or sitting, let your rooting, that sense of connecting, like water coming into sand, or your breath, it coming all the way into your body, letting yourself root through your feet and through your hands. And take a breath that expands that rooting. So, like you're a rooted jellyfish, that you root and expand and root. Let that inform you about what in you is needing attention right now. So when you are giving attention to you, let your body tell you, particularly a couple of different things. Am I needing more activity right now or more rest? Let yourself just give attention. You can be giving attention out here and then giving attention to you and then giving attention to inside you, letting all those nice little roots roam around in you. And just let your body tell you more activity right now or more rest. And then notice if you argue with that. Like I got home from a week of vacation and my body said, you need rest. And I went, what? How can I have to rest up from my vacation? And my body said, yes, you have to. And so I did. I let myself rest for a whole day. And now today I feel pretty darn perky. So our heads will want to argue, well, that doesn't make any sense. That you should not be feeling that way. So letting yourself first give some love scoops to your head and your busy brain. Yes. Yes, we all think that if I could just get more done, if I could just keep out ahead of my anxiety, it's not going to catch up with me and I'm not going to fall over. But what if I could just include my busy thoughts so I can give big love scoops to that? And I notice when I do that, that my eyes can be refreshed by simply closing them. Just closing my eyes for a few minutes, like a few breaths, like, and just letting myself have attention to what's going on in my insides. And then I'm much more able to look around outside and go, oh, this is where I might want to act. So that I'm acting from my whole body experience rather than from my head, which is almost right now, your head is going to be very busy fleeing. So I want you to notice if you've gotten speedy, if you're out ahead of yourself, if you're trying to manage everything out here. So when you breathe in and you breathe out, what's the sound that feels most delicious to you on your out breath? And let yourself go ahead and have that for a couple of out breaths. That or or mm, and I'd like you to take a moment to just practice that you actually can be aware out here and in here at the same time. And all you need to do is just to keep shifting your awareness, loving yourself, and you'll grow your own curious aliveness that both benefits you, but also is of great benefit to anybody that you give your attention to. And thanks for giving your attention here today, and wonderful to see you. And mwah, much love to all of you. And please continue looping. And I'm going to continue looping in wider and wider dimensions right now. So bye for now.